Pull them pants down.
Well, this one's for bare ass. This one.
Give her a little with the on the bare ass.
Girls, show Patrice your ass. Let's go.
Give her on the bare ass.
What happened? The girls used to be naked in here.
Because that's gonna hit. Okay.
Oh wow. Oh. Wow.
Like that didn't hurt. You know it did.
But it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt. It turned on a little bit.
That was like watching Roots in reverse.
That's definitely.
Jen, you want a shot at that?
What the?
The whip?
Just on your butt.
No?
A light one.
A little bit on her ass.
Do it with pants on.
Why?
Come on, expose that white ass.
Yeah, come on. Don't be a white girl.
Expose that white ass.
Like,
You're not here for your comedy. Let's go.
oh, she's a comic?
No.
It makes girls scream.
Oh, the music started.
The music star. What do we got? 2 minutes left.
Only got 2 minutes. Imus never called.
Next week.
Oh, next week.
We ran out of time
Oh, okay.
because we want to spend some time with Don Imus.
But we wanted to talk about his baggy pink
I know.
shirt he was wearing.
Well,
Thanks for having me down, Phil.
No, we got a little time, so that's about it. Anything else you forgot?
We
in
got
there?
this one. This is the,
Whoa, what is that? Is that the rabbit?
This is the rabbit. Yeah.
I've heard about
We've
that
seen
one.
the rabbit.
This is the
We've
rabbit.
seen that in our years doing this awful radio show.
A lot of internal moving devices on the rabbit, and then it's got a little 2 ears to stimulate.
That's about it.
That's about it?
Well, nipple suction.
What the hell is that?
Nipple suction.
Suction? What does it do?
Yeah, you put them on the nipples and squeeze, and the nipples just suck up in it, and then you turn that on, it vibrates.
Battery-powered crazy straw. What the hell have you got there?
Nervous breakdown. You made me decide to get rid of this, man, because I think I did have a nervous breakdown and didn't know it. I have a king-size bed that's bigger than my whole room. I'm finished.
That's
Really?
when
You got a big bed to
But
do
that's when
this
I
stuff
realized that you and I have been off the air a long time. To us, we thought, we were off a week because we're doing the same thing, like nothing.
You made a great point. Patrice would come in, goof on Voss's teeth. Norton's a pudgy little nothing. And we'd laugh our asses off. He'd call Colin an old man. Fun stuff. Now, hey, look at my briefcase. And I say, come on. And I like your nipple clip.
It's your fault.
Lost his mind.
Gave me nothing to live for except for Southern Crowd when that was over.
Let's get some plugs in. Norton is at Comedy Works in Albany. That's why he wasn't here today. Rich Voss did a great job filling
Once
in for
again,
us.
thank you, Rich.
Well, you're going to be at Rascals in Montclair, New Jersey this weekend with Bonnie. Are you plugging anything besides girls there, Patrice?
Got 8 seconds.
He just left.
I'm doing my HBO special.
Oh, when is that going to
Yeah, when's the HBO
They
special?
come out in April.
This concludes our podcast. Show.
Wow, that was fucked up.
way and land, Exile.
The fucking shipyard. Fuck my life. Fuck the shipyard.
The sirens appear to be dining well.
Mervale dwells in the caves beyond the rift.
Greetings.
Fleeting.
Ask them if they want to save this country from the onslaught of integration. You know the system is they want to throw white children and colored children into the melting pot of integration, out of which will come a conglomerated, mulatto, mongrel class of people. All races will be destroyed in such a move. I, for one, trust that God will die before I see money. That kind of movement.
Come over to my house and fuck my sister. Well, no shit.
Sounds a little low today, doesn't it?
Low. What's going on? Let me try this one.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time.
A little better, but
He was the greatest piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had them all over the world.
It's definitely low, Anthony, because they usually
low.
have you right about there where the arrow is,
that's interesting.
and now you're way up here.
Oh, well.
Good morning and welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Hi.
France is on fire, and
I
it's
love it.
And it's election day.
See some of the funny headlines? French toast. It said French toast, and they were showing the fires.
Where did you see that one?
I think it's in the Post somewhere.
Yeah. There's one of our bits for today.
French toast.
Headlines from your newspapers.
Yeah.
What are they saying about France burning?
I love it. I just love when a pompous, stupid-ass country just starts crumbling from the inside. They've allowed all of these Muslims in to come into their country without any kind of real regulation. They're such a racist country, but they're so afraid that the rest of the world will see that they're racist. So they just let people pretty much do what they want. And these Muslims now are going crazy. It's been going on for what, almost 2 weeks?
Like 12 days or something? Yeah, about
2 weeks now, and they just can't get their shit under control over there because they're a bunch of French faggots who don't know how to take they're terrorists by the balls.
They have a curfew too at 9. You think when they're like smashing windows and burning buildings and cars, you're going, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I better. Oh, Jesus.
We better wrap this up and we'll start up again tomorrow.
Oh, Allah. Better get inside. All right, see you tomorrow. Quick, curfew.
A curfew at 9. They should just go out with rubber bullets or something.
A curfew. Is that what they told the Nazis? Hey, there's a curfew. There's a curfew in this country, Buster.
You don't rip out gold teeth past 10 p.m.
Jesus. Horrid. And then there was a little confusion because I said, is today election day? Are we going to figure out this Corzine Forrester thing today finally?
Tonight.
By the way, we don't really care who is the governor of New Jersey. Quite frankly, I don't know which guy does.
Yeah.
I've seen the debates, I've seen the commercials, but I don't know anything about either candidate.
No.
And I don't think they want you to know anything about either candidate.
No, they just they've been bashing each other now since the battle started between the two. It's just been them bashing each other on a personal level, and then the last day, for like 1 day, they've started to come out and say what they're for.
Yeah.
What their platform is, but I don't think anyone really cares. Looks like Corzine's going to win. Forrester's kind of behind.
He's fading, right?
But he's within reach, unlike Ferrer running for mayor here in New York against Bloomberg.
There's like a 35-point swing or something.
Bloomberg's actually been going around telling people to vote because he's afraid everyone's just going to go, it's such a blowout, I don't even have to go down there and vote
Can you
today.
imagine?
So he's been out there scared shitless going, no, people, please, don't take this for granted, get out there and vote.
All the people supporting him are looking at the paper going, it's going to be a blowout. Let's go to the movies instead. Your new mayor.
Oh.
Who would have thought that a Jew would be running against a Puerto Rican ever in this country for anything?
Only in New York, though.
But if he wins the Puerto Rican, like Gracie Mansion is going to be all boarded up and graffiti on it and stuff. There's going to be like
the
300 people living in it.
A little fact about that: the mayor doesn't live there.
In Gracie Mansion?
For either the first time or one of the first times ever.
What, Bloomberg doesn't live there, right?
No.
Step down for him.
Yeah, it's the mayor's residence, and he opted out on it. Said, "Fuck no, man, my place is much better than that piece of shit."
Mm-hmm. Remember when Sharpton ran for president, The only way he was making it on the White House lawn was with a lantern in his hand.
I need
There's
rim
no
shots
boss.
for you today, Voss.
That was a good one. I'm starting off strong.
Rim shot
Here's the
Voss
thing.
today. Yeah,
Here's
we're going to
the
call
thing.
you Rim Shot Voss.
Who do you think will be a president first? A Jew, a black man, or a lady?
Of the United States?
Yeah. It's got to be a lady, right?
Let me see. I think more so than the American public having to vote for the three choices you gave. I think it's more that who will be put up there by the politicians first. You know, like I think they figured a woman would be more accepted.
It'll be a woman
and it'd be
before
easy.
black.
It'll be easier for the American people to vote for a woman. Not that they would want a woman in there any more than they would a guy. I think this country at this point kind of just wants to stick to leaving the guys in there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we want a woman at such a high place of power right now. It's just the way it is.
It's worked out well
I
so
can't
far.
tell you why or anything.
It's because it worked out well.
People
so
don't like
far.
changing the
Fuck no.
rocking the apple cart.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Not
No,
yet.
shake shit up too much. But black guy.
Definitely before a Jew. Black guy before a Jew.
You think black guy before a Jew?
Well, because
Oh, yeah,
one, there's
definitely.
only 3% Jews in this country who vote. 3% all across the world. There's 13% black people in this country. So right there's 10% more. Then, on any white supremacy list, the Jews are number one, you know, on the way, which was tough. We were number 3 at one point, but we had to foreclose on farms and work our way up. So there's the hatred towards them outweighs the hatred towards blacks.
I don't know.
Wow.
I think the prejudice, though, in the you might get the hardcore, like, racist, or like you're talking about, the white supremacists with their little hit list thinking that the Jews are on top. But as far as the general population of this country goes, I believe you'd have an easier time getting a moderate Jewish guy in there before you would any black guy.
You know, I never looked at it that way. The overall aspect, the blacks are still...
Yeah. I think as far as being accepted to the presidency, you know, you can't have, like, you know, Shlomo Meyerowitz running for president. You know, I don't think he's going to be on the ticket anytime soon.
Or Rashid Mamalani.
Right, exactly.
I think but you go with the light-skinned black. I think we would
Like
vote.
Colin Powell before
Yeah.
he self-destructed with the whole Bush thing. Going before the UN against Iraq. Like, before that whole scandal,
Yeah.
I think he was setting himself up pretty well to be accepted by the people, where he probably could have gotten a vice presidential ticket and then maybe run after a two-term stint by whoever was his president. Something like that. Get people used to it. He blew that. He's completely blown out of the water as far as politics goes. Now, I don't think that Obama guy...
He's got the best shot, though.
His name sounds too much like Osama.
He's gonna have to
It's
change
just
that.
run. No, it doesn't matter. The friggin' American people will
All right.
look at it like that.
But here's this.
Obama sounds like Osama.
That's fine, but name another black guy that you even know that has a shot at the White House besides him.
None.
Exactly.
None. And he doesn't either.
It would have to be a light-skinned black. I mean, if you're like Mickey Rivers black or Bruce Smith black or Manute Bol black, you don't have a shot, man.
And it'll never be like the movies, like a Chris Rock movie or something where it's like, I'm the president! You know, it's going to be like these guys that you see. I like when they interview black people that are in the Air Force. Because that's the only, like a black guy fighter pilot. It's never like in the movies, damn, I hit that shit up good! Yeah, launch the missile, motherfucker! The guy's like, we were cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet. Very well spoken. It's never some jive-talking motherfucker. You know?
It's a Cuba Gooding.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get.
Well, no, not
Cuba's
really.
a little too
black.
black.
Well,
Got a little too much going on there.
Yeah.
Like you say, you're not going to get Manute like the nightlight black where, you know, you stand in front of a brick wall and you look like an alley black. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
But you won't. It's funny that the black people, any light-skinned black or Republican black, to the average or majority of black people, is considered an Uncle Tom.
Right, they will not get the black vote.
Not at all. Because they're Uncle Toms, but yet they're shooting themselves in the foot because the liberal blacks are holding their own people down by affirmative action and housing.
Well, there's always-
keeps them out of the neighborhood of the superior white race and keeps them down. You know what I'm saying? But
There's always been a problem
within the black community getting a power base going because they themselves are divided. They can't get together as one and be united under some kind of leadership. It just doesn't work for some reason. I don't know. There was something that happened just last week. I don't know the names. It was a conservative Republican black guy. And he was being pelted by liberal Democrat blacks with Oreo cookies. They came in throwing Oreos at him and calling him an Uncle Tom just because he's successful. He's like working himself up in the Republican Party. And blacks look at the Republicans like a bunch of, white cowboy hat wearing racists. So if you're a black guy in there, you're the Uncle Tom, the token. And until they reach some kind of a happy medium there, it's going to be very hard for them.
And the sad thing is the Oreo cookies that they were throwing, basically the white man paid for that through tax dollars that went to WIC checks or food
You think
stamps.
that's what they didn't pay for the Oreos?
They got them with their paper money, and they take and they waste it.
All right. But just before we went on the air, Ben's like, it's election day. And because of our hours, it's great. Right after the show, I'm going to go vote. And then I'm like, vote? Ugh.
Voting?
And then he goes, if you don't vote, you can't what? Complain?
Yeah. He said if you, unless you vote, then you can't complain. You shouldn't complain.
And a lot of people say that. A lot of people say you shouldn't complain if you don't vote.
Don't complain if you don't vote.
But I make a statement by not voting. Like, I didn't want Bush or Kerry in the last election.
No.
I was leaning toward Kerry, but I saw through that bullshit.
Can I do the phone calls before they come in?
Oh, you should have voted Libertarian then. You should have
Yeah. In other words,
so
don't vote.
What was I supposed to do if I didn't like Bush or Kerry? We'll take the main election there.
Vote Libertarian. You should have voted for the Green Party. You should have voted...
In other words, throw the vote away.
Shut up.
Yeah. Unless you're voting Democrat or Republican, you're throwing your vote away. Sorry, just the way it is.
I believe that.
And,
that is so true.
if you don't want either one, what are you supposed to do? No vote? You vote in your no vote?
That's what I do. That's my protest. I don't vote.
Don't vote.
When I don't like the candidates.
Because it does make a statement when they say only such and such percentage of the people even voted this election. It kind of lets the people know that, hey, even though you won, Pally, really people don't like you.
Yeah, we're not that happy.
A lot of the people of this country really don't like you.
How about we're voting for mayor today, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't care. You live in the city, though. How can you not care? Things haven't changed that much since Giuliani. So what has Bloomberg really done?
Actually, Bloomberg's done a lot. Bloomberg has really done a lot. Bloomberg
what has he done for me, Anthony?
He has made an extension of what Giuliani did. He kind of like took up the reins and kept things going as far as quality of life goes in the city. A lot of quality of life things. Smoking in the bars.
Horrible.
You know, I was completely against that at first. Even as a non-smoker, I was against that. I don't like people's, right or whatever being stepped on. But when you go home, and maybe not you because you used to smoke, when you go home and get undressed and the pile of clothes you put on the floor doesn't smell like a fucking campfire in the morning. That's great. When you pack your luggage and then come back home and open it up and it's not just an ashtray.
That's great news for me because I could rewear my clothes.
Yeah, but see, the thing, free business and capitalism, it infringes on that. Free business capital. You open a bar, all right, and you're depending on those customers. All of a sudden, the government comes in and says, "Hey, they can't do this in your bar," which goes hand in hand, smoking and drinking.
I completely agree with Rich Voss, and I hate smokers.
Absolutely. That's like, it's it's like rent control too. It's bullshit. If you're a landlord or a homeowner, it's free business trade. I can't believe I'm this fucking smart. And
don't worry, you'll fuck it up soon.
Yeah, believe me.
We're waiting for you to fall off the cliff.
So, you got to you're just putting yourself as the common non-smoker or smoker, but you got to go and look at these guys who are investing all this cash.
Kind of,
there you go, the XM MiFi on Fox 5. Get that story for us, all right?
XM MiFi.
Very good.
Tech gadgets.
Doing a little tech talk. No, I agree with the smoking in the restaurants and the bars, by the way. Completely agree. I can't believe you could tell a bar owner or a restaurant owner, that people aren't allowed to smoke. Something that is legal in our society.
Let me tell you something. I know it's legal, but it just is harmful. It is very harmful.
Well, then
it's working in an environment.
And ban smoking altogether.
Yeah,
Make it an illegal substance.
Well, no,
if it's a legal substance and you own a restaurant or a bar, it should be up to you. But your workers then decide, well, do I want to work in this environment? No, I don't want to work in this environment. So then you find another job that's in a smoke-free environment.
The alcohol's not a dangerous substance that they're serving.
And if I go in
right.
the old days, if a bar was too smoky, I'm out of there, and I would find a place that might not be as smoky.
Sometimes you couldn't be out of there. Working in our business, we did a lot of bar gigs. Very good.
The 12 places in Manhattan that you can still legally smoke do a killer business. You can't even get into them on the weekends.
Yeah.
The places that you can legally
How about this?
smoke.
How about they took the smoking thing here in New York a step further, and these cigar bars are closing down. Cigar bars are places where people go out of their way to smoke their cigars.
And the employees know that what kind of atmosphere they're working in. It's not like a restaurant where they're serving food and you're like, hey, I don't want to smoke.
But how does that make sense? The cigarette thing, well, I understand we can debate this for hours, but they were closing down the cigar bars.
Well, and to go back to that, though, a lot of those cigar bars do serve food still, and you can smoke. I know several of them that you can, which is even,
But there was one we used to go to, not that we smoked cigars, but we would stop there once in a while in 56, and all of a sudden they're like, we gotta close down because we're not allowed to let people smoke cigars in here anymore, even though the place opened up as a place to smoke cigars.
It's the biggest scam. The government, they sue the tobacco companies for billions of dollars. They do all this bullshit. Yet, they'll fund the farmers to grow the tobacco. They'll make the tax money off of cigarettes. And then
the government aren't the ones that are suing tobacco companies.
Oh yeah, local governments sue tobacco companies all the time for health care.
It's usually the people that are my grandpa died after smoking, and now I'm going to sue fucking
the government.
R.J. Reynolds
loves the tobacco industry. Are you?
Yeah, that's why they will never outlaw.
Absolutely love the tobacco industry.
But states have sued.
You know how much money they get from the tobacco industry?
It's like you can't. It's like go say that you can't hold one of your nostrils and shoot out the other one, or spit. I mean, there's certain things you do in these places. And smoking, we go on the road, and the clubs that you could smoke in are always more crowded than the ones you can't smoke in. They'll have a non-smoking show full of fucking.
Well, that's one issue.
I just simplify the argument. It amazes me that it's a legal substance, and you're telling restaurant and bar owners that you're not allowed to have that in your establishment. That just amazes me. If smoking's that bad, then try to, make it illegal.
Restaurants, though, the restaurant side of it, you can understand a little bit more.
Restaurants,
but not in America.
Restaurants are packed.
Yeah, but not in America. Like, in America, I have the choice. I will either go to a restaurant that has a lot of smoking, or I will personally, and have done this in the past, find a restaurant that's not smoking, or has a non-smoking area or an outside area where I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, but when they first did the law, how they had it was with the restaurant, you could have a smoking section in a restaurant. But
that was great. The glass death booth. You see them at the airports every time. All the smokers in the death room.
It wasn't even that. They had the smoking sections in the restaurant, and some comedian said that's like having a peeing section in a pool. Like, what does that really do? And
I know, because you'd be at one table that's in the non-smoking section, and then it's right next to the smoking section.
Right.
So you're sitting next to a table of smokers.
Wait, there's not a peeing section in the pool?
Oozing over at you.
It's everywhere. I laugh at the people that, you're in a pool, and all of a sudden they jump out of the pool, and they're running into the house. I'm like, where are you going? Oh, I have to take a leak. How were you raised?
How about that dye that if you pee in the pool, it turns like a bright blue?
I think that's an urban legend.
But every time I take a leak in a pool, that goes through my head. I think it turns the water orange or blue. It can't turn it blue, Rich. Jesus.
It's too, or whatever.
I think it was orange.
It's too much government. It's them saying you can't do this. No, it's just.
Go ahead, Rich.
They're telling you what you can eat, can't eat. We're not fucking idiots.
What are you talking about?
Who says what we can eat?
How many things?
What aren't you allowed to eat?
Tobacco?
No, I'm not saying what you can.
What aren't you allowed to eat?
No, they're putting regulations on all kinds of. In these places, you have to have a.
Oh my God, I love this. Go ahead.
You have to have charts on calories and fat intake, this and that. And
but
they're making.
That's
places.
just there to educate the people. They're not saying don't eat your Big Mac or your Whopper or whatever.
Okay,
you're allowed to eat whatever the fuck you want.
All right, pretty soon.
In Voss's America.
Pretty soon, they'll have restrictions on certain, like McDonald's won't be allowed to sell this type of food with that much fat in it.
And you get your info from where?
It's a theory. It's, you know, I just see it coming. You see it coming. Watch, you'll see.
Yeah.
There was no. I had
maybe children first. Maybe they'll start out like you can't sell a Whopper to a kid under like 18.
Well, that's child abuse for kids anyhow. If a kid is 300 or 400 pounds and the parent keeps pushing Big Macs into this kid's face, they wouldn't do it with alcohol or drugs, but they do it with food just because they're lazy or they're fucking pigs. And that's child abuse, in my opinion.
A bunch of fat kids running around.
Yeah, and it's the parent's fault. The kid doesn't.
I don't know. Look, trying to bring it back around to the election here in New York City and the voting, and you shouldn't have any say.
And I disagree, by the way. You guys said that Bloomberg did a lot. I don't think one man does a lot anymore. There was a time, you know, when I was talking politics with my dad and stuff, it seemed like one guy used to do a lot in this country. And I don't think that has been the case for many years.
You're right as far as the president goes. A lot of governors, a lot of states, governors and stuff. There's one place where one guy does have a lot of responsibility and power is the mayor of New York City. It's different than being the mayor of any other city in the country. The mayor of a lot of other cities are more figureheads than they are real mayors. And they have a lot of other people that are kind of have the power base.
Systems in place? And he's kind of like the figurehead and just keeps it going?
No, the mayor of New York wields a lot of power, man. He really does.
And it's not the system, though. It's him personally.
No, if you notice, each individual mayor has put his fingerprint on New York City. And you could definitely tell what's gone on during his reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm not going to vote today.
No, huh?
Who are you voting for today, Pat?
Bloomberg.
And why?
He's been a good mayor, exactly what Anthony says. He's running like a business. You haven't liked Bloomberg from the start. Back when we were at NEW, I remember we got in an argument about this.
That's another thing. You know, you take it for granted that we would have come right back after 9/11, business-wise, shit like that. To get a businessman in there running things, you didn't notice that aside from right after 9/11, when New York was really hurting financially, that we came back from it. Yeah. You know, now if there was a shitty mayor in there, you may have noticed and gone, oh, holy shit, this guy stinks. He couldn't get us back.
But what makes a shitty mayor?
Dinkins.
Look at Dinkins.
But the economy was also horrendous back then.
Because of Dinkins.
I don't know about that. I wasn't a fan of Dinkins myself, but it seems like the economy also has something to do with whether...
it does. And look who...
A government official does well enough.
Look who changed that. Giuliani. Giuliani brought a lot of business into New York City. A lot of people weren't doing business with New York when
actually he came up with some great ideas.
The washroom attendant, as Bob Grant used to call him.
If they were his ideas, like Giuliani, got Times Square in shape.
Yeah.
Oh, he had Bill Bratton. He had a great police commissioner.
He had a great police commissioner. He was a prosecutor. He, was a very anti-crime. As far as Dinkins, was visiting the bedsides of drug dealers that have been shot. As opposed to the police officers that have been shot. And it reflected on New York. Times Square was a mess. Regardless of what you think about it now, it's doing business. It's making money.
They also put cops everywhere. I mean, remember all the cops everywhere when Giuliani was in office.
So you're voting for Bloomberg. What does he stand for, Ben?
What's he stand for?
Yeah.
That's actually a good question. I don't know. What does he stand for?
I don't know. But I'm not voting.
Listen, here's the thing.
That's what I find really funny when you ask people about...
Bloomberg has a good point, though, today about worrying about people voting and stuff. And then what if a bunch of people like you just said, oh, fuck it, he's going to get back in, and Herrera gets in. I mean, this guy, I mean, he's just a jackass.
Yeah, you don't want him in there.
And
but the reality is, it's going to be Bloomberg. Even if half the voters that usually vote stay home, he's still going to win.
Yeah, he's
not even close.
He's going to win. I wouldn't worry about it.
It's not even close. I will bet you whatever you want to bet. It ain't happening.
Then there's a whole, I haven't even read, I got a stack of stuff to go home. There's like a ton of referendums on the
you got to vote for those?
I don't know. I mean, I got to read. Nathaniel was talking about one, the 2nd Avenue subway. I think I'm going to
go. What I find interesting every election is when you talk to people and say, why are you voting for Bush? Why are you voting for Kerry? Why are you voting for Bloomberg? Whatever.
Yeah.
The reasons are just amaze me. They're the most simplistic reasons ever.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they put across in a lot of the ads. They want it
But
to be simple.
If it comes right down to it, most people, me included, I don't know what the candidates stand for in general. You know, and I think that's most voters. And then there's people listening right now going, "Oh, you're full of shit. I know exactly what these guys stand for." But I think in general, it's a very basic thing.
Bloomberg's been pretty straightforward with what he wants to do, and it's tough on crime, bring business to New York, and you know, protect New York against terrorism. That's been his platform right there, and his record. You know, he stands on his record. Ferrer, couldn't tell you. I have no idea what the fuck that guy wants, but I know it's wacky.
Yeah.
When I see him uptown marching and people behind him speaking in strange tongues, I don't want him running things.
George the Geek from Jersey, hate to say it, but Rich is in fact correct, sir. The states have sued the tobacco industry and won. The effect is the truth commercials, they are paid for and produced by the tobacco industry as part of their settlement.
Ah. How about that?
That's true, I don't know. Speaking of Election Day, we were on top of this whole governor's race, the New Jersey governor's race.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Very early on, you could tell these two hated each other. And it just got filthy. It got so dirty between these two.
And I know this is a national show, but I think everyone could relate to this. You know, you got your local politicians, and they get these ads on TV just trashing the other guy. But we noticed right away that this governor's race here in Jersey, these guys just went for the throat. It got ugly.
I think
getting ex-wives involved and talking about abortions and affairs.
Forrester.
It's great.
I think New Jersey just wants a governor that's not sticking his cock through a divider in the rest area.
Yeah, coming off the last governor.
Especially Jersey, man. There may be some other states where it might be tolerated a little bit better, but Jersey, no fucking way.
He just goes out partying now, is what I'm hearing.
So I'm seeing in Chelsea with some blonde guy.
Really?
It's on page 6 all the time.
Yeah, he's in McGreevy. He turns up partying with the other gay guys all the time now.
Well, we got the Corzine Forrester ad. They made Good Morning America, so this is a national story that we were on very early, but now everyone else is jumping on. And they did a little story on how ugly the campaign was and the political ads. Let's listen to this audio here.
There's one race in particular, the race for governor of New Jersey, that experts are saying is one of the nastiest races they've ever seen. Families have been dragged into politics before, but this one is really over the top. And ABC's Dan Harris is at the polling place in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
It's over the top, but mark my words, this is going to be the norm now.
Yeah.
All the way up to the president. The next election, you watch how ugly it gets.
It's gotten dirty as far as the presidency goes.
But I think this is going to just take this whole political ad thing to a whole new level.
Yep.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
No holds barred. No holds barred.
This morning, Dan. Charlie, good morning. Voters here putting an end to what has been a notably nasty campaign. The governor's race here has the dubious distinction of featuring what may be the most high-profile use ever, at least in a modern campaign, of a candidate's ex-wife as a political weapon. New Jersey's governor's race featured raucous debates.
After your lawyer said if you throw money on the table, you can...
And rumors of extramarital affairs. But it may be remembered for this ad from the campaign of Republican Doug Forrester. It features a quote from Democrat John Corzine's ex-wife, who said Corzine had let his family down, and he'll probably let New Jersey down, too.
It speaks more about his character than it does mine. It brings together a number of different things having to do with an inclination to abandon political principles.
This is unusual in the extreme. And it's about as nasty as a campaign gets.
Without a doubt.
Wow, an ex-wife saying something bad about her ex-husband?
Yeah.
They're going to use that?
I know. And who's going to believe it?
Yeah, and the guy the judge just put into prison for 40 years got out, and he's going to say something good about, of course his ex-wife's going to trash him, you fucking idiots.
He let his family down. He'll let New Jersey down. Oh.
And now we got role of wives in politics. Another clip here.
In 2000, the ex-wife of Maryland Congressman Albert Wynn recorded a phone message for a rival campaign saying the congressman does not respect black women. He left me for a white woman. And in 2004, the ex-wife of Texas Congressman Charlie Gonzalez tried and failed to get on the ballot against him. While the involvement of ex-wives is rare, political spouses have long played a prominent role in the campaign dynamic. Senator Ted Kennedy insisted on having his wife by his side during his 1980 presidential run, despite severe marital trouble. The couple later divorced. More recently, Hillary Clinton and Teresa Heinz Kerry were said by some to be political liabilities. By contrast, Laura Bush is considered an asset, as was Jacqueline Kennedy.
Voters tend to assess candidates in the full picture. In other words, it's not just their stance on the issues, but it's the full package.
Back here in New Jersey, if those ads featuring Corzine's ex-wife helped Doug Forster pull a come-from-behind victory, one political analyst is predicting next campaign season we may well see more ads featuring ex-wives.
Oh, there you go. I told you. This is going to set a new precedent.
Ex-wives.
Oh, ex-wives getting involved. How great is that?
Cock size comes in, everything.